An update on The Rock's creative plans ahead of WrestleMania 40. Is he set to fully embrace his recent heel turn, and could he be drawing inspiration from a previous heel run in WWE? We'll let you know about that. Matt Riddle has opened up on the accusations levied against former boss Vince McMahon. Eric Bischoff has also opened up on John Laurinaitis, saying that he is a victim under Vince McMahon as well. Dave Meltzer has opened up as to why he thinks there is a lack of excitement over the reported trio of major signings that AEW have pulled off in recent weeks. LA Knight opens up on his possible WrestleMania plans, and so does Dominic Mysterio. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the great one, The Rock, as he heads to WrestleMania, returning to in-ring competition for the first time in over a decade, but also, maybe more importantly, turning heel for the first time in about 20 years. Yes, an update has emerged on WWE plans for The Rock following his recent heel turn ahead of WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. Now, the Hollywood star made his first WWE appearance of 2024 at the January 1st episode of Raw, the Day One show, where he teased a feud with Roman Reigns. Now, his next WWE television appearance sparked outrage, with Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes announcing on the February 2nd edition of SmackDown that he wouldn't be challenging for Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 40, ahead of The Rock entering for a stare down with Roman Reigns. Fans settled down, though, following the February 8 WrestleMania 40 kickoff press conference event, which saw The Rock slap Cody Rhodes after the American Nightmare stated that he will in fact be facing Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Now, with The Rock recently confirming that this was intended to be a heel turn, WrestleVotes has shared a new update on plans for The Rock as a WWE bad guy. Per WrestleVotes, The Rock's new character will be inspired by his previous Hollywood persona, noting that sources indicated that, quote, Cody Crybaby's merchandise is coming. This is what WrestleVotes had to say. They said, quote, sources suggest that The Rock is expected to fully embrace his heel turn, drawing inspiration from his past Hollywood Rock persona. Additionally, I'm told to anticipate the release of Rock-branded Cody Crybaby's merchandise. The story is just beginning. So The Rock has confirmed that this is a heel turn, and the expectation is The Rock is going to fully embrace it and maybe lead in to his infamous, and some actually say some of his best WWE work ever, and that was as Hollywood Rock back in 2003 during his feud with the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Goldberg. Now, as far as when it comes to his preparation for WrestleMania, The Rock has begun in-ring training ahead of his return to the squared circle at WrestleMania. We don't know what it's going to be just yet, but The Rock himself has confirmed he will be wrestling at WrestleMania. Now, during his recent appearance on the Pat McAfee show, The Rock discussed how he plans to get back into ring shape before making his return. He said, quote, in the world of pro wrestling, I haven't done that in a very long time. So, when I do go back to the ring at WrestleMania, the most important thing is the training camp, which I have already started. I have multiple rings set up over in Hawaii. I have a ring set up on the West Coast, and we're in full-on camp. I was very lucky in my career in that I was somewhat of a ring general and knowing the ring and where to go and where to be at certain times. But the training camp part of it is hard. You could work out on the weights, all the stuff that you want to do, but until you go back in the ring and you take those falls, those slams, those suplexes, stuff like that, there's nothing like it. Now, much of WWE fans' fear for The Rock's in-ring condition stem from the injuries that the 10-time world champion suffered during his last full-length bout at WrestleMania 29 over 10 years ago against John Cena. This included a torn quad, abductor, and abdominal muscles, as well as being forced to undergo an emergency hernia operation as well. Now, as I mentioned, as of right now, we don't know what the match is going to be involving The Rock at WrestleMania. If the recent WrestleMania teaser trailer is anything to go by, it would suggest, just like in 1985 and 40 WrestleManias ago, that it's going to be a tag team match. It looks like it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns facing off against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins on one of the nights of WrestleMania. So what are your thoughts on The Rock being a heel and leaning into his Hollywood persona? Let me know your thoughts about that as well. Now, of course, still so many people talking about the accusations and allegations put against former TKO and WWE Executive Chairman Vince McMahon. Now, nearly 3 weeks after it first came to light, the lawsuit lawsuit against Vince McMahon accusing him of sex trafficking and abuse continues to grab headlines, especially as more stories regarding Vince McMahon's behavior over the years continues to resurface. The lawsuit and subsequent allegations have drawn several reactions towards McMahon, from condemnation to complete shock. Now, one person who doesn't fall into the latter category is former WWE superstar Matt Riddle. In an interview with Sunday Night's Main Event, Riddle couldn't hide his lack of surprise regarding everything that had come out about his former boss. Here's what Riddle had to say. He said, quote, "When I've seen Vince do all the things he's done from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, everything, I was not surprised. I mean, some of it a little, but the guy's a billionaire that owns a company and has probably done it all and seen it all and wants to do more and see more." He continued by saying, "I don't know. I'm not a billionaire. I wasn't the dude. Brock was the dude he was talking to, or whoever else. It wasn't me. I really have no comment other than that. I mean, I'm not surprised. I hear people say they are surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, the guy is a maniac," end quote. Now, obviously, Riddle himself has been no stranger to the type of allegations that are currently surrounding Vince McMahon, having previously been accused of sexual assault by former wrestler Candy Cartwright during the Speaking Out movement. Cartwright would later file a lawsuit against Riddle, WWE, and former promotion Evolve that would be later dismissed at Cartwright's behest in the summer of 2021. Now, when it comes to the allegations, another person involved and currently being named in the lawsuit is John Laurinaitis. Now, Laurinaitis, his lawyer, has been speaking out over the last couple of weeks regarding allegations and actually suggesting that he was a victim of Vince McMahon as well. Now, it's been over 2 weeks since Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE. In the complaint, Grant alleged that she was a victim of sex trafficking and sexual abuse while working for the promotion. Since then, McMahon has pleaded his innocence and resigned from TKO Group Holdings, while former WWE Executive Vice President of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis claimed he was also a victim. On 83 Weeks, former WCW President Eric Bischoff spoke about Laurinaitis' response to the accusations. Here's what Bischoff had to say. He said, quote, "I was not surprised because what else is Johnny Laurinaitis going to do? To try his best to salvage what's left of his reputation. And I think beyond even the reputational aspect of this, to protect himself financially because he's at risk here. He's named in that lawsuit. So it didn't surprise me. But a case like this, particularly if we're talking about potential crimes and, trafficking has been part of this, and about interstate commerce, if there was any, I would assume there probably was in some respects. In some cases, it changes the stakes dramatically." Now, Bischoff ultimately says he wants the case to be over and done with. Additionally, he wants those involved who have committed any crimes to receive what they deserve, as he feels that it is a dark cloud that will impact the wrestling business. Bischoff recently described the core of the Grant lawsuit story as evil. As it stands, federal prosecutors are actively investigating McMahon, and WWE has removed all mention of his name from the company's home page. So certainly, again, we get any more information on the accusations or news stories regarding McMahon, Laurinaitis, or the company in general regarding this lawsuit, of course, we'll let you know in the future. Now, certainly when it comes to AEW, they've been in the headlines recently, but when it pertains to free agent signings, of course, last year, AEW confirmed they had signed New Japan Pro Wrestling star Will Ospreay to a contract, with the 30-year-old slated to start with the promotion imminently. While not outright confirmed, it's also looking increasingly likely that AEW is about to introduce Kazuchika Okada as well as Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, in WWE to the promotion. However, not everyone feels that it is enough to turn the company's momentum around. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer offered his assessment on AEW's current situation. If these introductions had happened a year and a half ago, Meltzer believes there would have been a massive impact, but he doesn't see that happening in 2024. Here's what Meltzer had to say. He said, quote, "These crowds most weeks are not good. The Boston show, I think, is about 5,700 tickets sold in the first couple of days. Obviously, for an AEW show, that's very good. It's not through the roof, but I don't think it's going to be a sellout." Now, Meltzer admitted that the crowd will likely be very excited about Moné's debut and it should be a good show. However, he isn't sure why the company decided to not announce her appearance outright, instead deciding to repeat what they did with CM Punk, heavily imply an appearance without stating anything for sure. AEW recently announced their return to the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston also happens to be Moné's hometown, and with the event being given the name Big Business and the emphasis placed on it by AEW, it seems inevitable that Moné will will debut at that show. Meanwhile, both Ospreay and Okada have recently wrapped up their New Japan Pro Wrestling runs, freeing them up to make the move to AEW in the imminent future. As of the beginning of the year, the belief was that Ospreay would be starting with AEW this month, and when it comes to Okada, possibly he could be debuting with AEW next month as well. Do you agree with what Dave Meltzer is saying there? No matter who signs for AEW at this point, and with these three high-profile signings, is it going to make any difference to AEW's bottom line, or are they kind of stuck in the position that they're in right now? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, speaking of WrestleMania season, we've got a bit of an update when it comes to LA Knight and his possible plans. Now, SmackDown star LA Knight has commented on the possibility of him facing a certain WWE champion on the grandest stage of them all. Now, several title matches have already been confirmed for WrestleMania, of course, with Cody Rhodes set the challenge for Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and Bayley set to face off against Io Sky, with Sky's WWE Women's Championship on the line as well. With a number of championship matches though still up for grabs, there's still a chance that LA Knight earns a shot at another title between now and WrestleMania 40. Speaking on the In the Click podcast, LA Knight noted that he would absolutely be interested in the opportunity to challenge for Logan Paul's United States Championship at the upcoming event. When asked about this potential matchup, Knight said, quote, "Well, I'll tell you what, if it presents itself and that's a thing, yeah, maybe. WrestleMania at this point, as far as the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship, that's already been determined, so it's not going to be me and Roman Reigns. With that being the case, I am open to another opportunity on the way to claiming my throne at some point, absolutely." Knight noted that he's not sure when he'll next cross paths with a champion, but finished by saying, quote, "At some point, one way or another, I'm coming for gold and I'm looking for the top spot, because I can't be any other spot," end quote. Now, of course, Knight and Paul made enemies of one another ahead of the 2023 Money in the Bank ladder match, which both stars competed in. With Knight previously teasing about against Logan Paul, fans have speculated that the popular star could be the one to dethrone the US champion. Now, when it comes to the more immediate future, both Knight and Paul are set to compete in qualifying matches for the men's Elimination Chamber match, with Knight set to face off against Ivar tonight on Raw, and Paul set to face off against The Miz on SmackDown. The winners of these matches will advance to the men's Elimination Chamber match on February 24, which the winner will face off against Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40. Now, speaking of WrestleMania plans as well, Dominic Mysterio admits he has no idea what's in store for him at WrestleMania. Now, speaking on the Keeping It 100 podcast with Conan, Mysterio said, quote, "I have no idea what I'm doing at Mania. I don't really get a heads up on anything when it comes to creative and stuff. Tell me what to do, and I'll do my best to go out there and make it look as best as possible to the best of my abilities. I'm not in the position to be politicking. I'm very blessed to be in the position that I'm in, so I'm not going to be poking at any bears or any fingers or anything. Tell me what to do, and I'm here for it. I'm happy. I'm having a blast doing it, especially with the crew that I'm doing it with. I've become actual friends with everybody there, so being able to just go out there and have fun and beat the shit out of people, I'm having a blast." Now, of course, last year, Dominic Mysterio had a very high-profile singles match at WrestleMania 39, facing off against his father, Rey Mysterio. Could he be in line for a rematch this year? Time will only tell. We'll have to wait and see. But there you go, guys. It's the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.